Okay, good win against a good opponent. Had a lot of guys that just continued to believe, even when we started out a little bit slow on offense. It was fun to see our offense pick up some steam as the game went on. It was fun to see Zion play with more confidence. It was fun to see the ball thrown down the field a little bit and some plays made. I thought defensively we played well. We got some stops and some takeaways, which is always going to help you when you're a young offense. And we had some special teams miscues that we've got to get cleaned up. We can't let a guy go whatever he went. I don't know how many yards it was, but it was a lot on a punt return. We were there again. We had guys that could make the play. They've got to make the play. But I'm excited for those guys. And I've preached it a lot and told you guys this a lot and told UConn football fans this a lot, that these guys are a little bit different than guys I've been around, and they've been through a lot. And through the trials that they've been through, they build a resiliency up. And, those things can start to sound like empty words or coach speak, but a game like this, to me, confirms who those young men are. And they're tough kids. They are committed. They care about each other. They care about winning. They do the work that it takes to win. And we talked after the game about, let's enjoy this thing for 24 hours, but the key for us is to go back this thing up by having another good performance next week on the road at FIU. And so we'll spend 24 hours enjoying it, but then we'll rip this thing apart and we'll go back to the drawing board. So good win, and we'll take it and we'll move on.
What did Zion show you in that 95-yard drive? He seemed to make really good decisions.
I felt like through the game, for some reason, his confidence started to grow. I think you see that with a lot of young players, is that there's a breaking point for them. There's a breakthrough for them. And we know that he's talented. We know that he's smart. We know that he's a great competitor. We know that he's a winner. And sometimes something just has to happen that triggers those things into existence. And, he made a couple plays where he zipped the ball in there to Justin Jolly over the middle. He made a play down the field to KC. And I think that his confidence grew. He had the long run that got called back for, on the hold, but things like that, they help a young player's confidence grow. And I'll be honest now, I felt like we were gonna go down the field and score. I just felt like the momentum, and I'm not saying the momentum against Fresno State, but the momentum that we were building internally as a football team was starting to transpire in us making plays. I forgot about that play. Probably, you're talking about the reverse pass down the middle. Yeah, and Nick's been a guy in his career that has been pretty creative and done things down the field, play action shots. So it was nice to get one down the field. And I think, sure, anytime a quarterback, makes some throws that are completions for first downs and runs the ball and feels confident, it's going to help you, and it certainly helps Zion today. Well, it's a team thing, but we did feel good on defense. We had, I think, 3 takeaways and 2 fourth-down stops, or actually 3 fourth-down stops because of that last one. And the players, I told them, I said, it doesn't matter what we call. If you guys play it with great energy and great effort, we can stop people. And conversely, it doesn't matter if it's the greatest call in the world. If you don't play it that way, it's going to be hard to stop people. And they just took the bit, and they just ran with it. And that's what good defenses do, is they just play hard together, and our guys did that today. They get turnovers, our guys did that, and you get fourth down stops, and they did that. They played with enthusiasm, and they played with energy. Yeah. I'm glad you brought that up, because our running back situation is not great, and Nate had surgery on Thursday, and he's out for the year, and Devontae is playing with a shoulder sprain that, a kid with less mental toughness, or maybe that didn't care as much about his teammates and his team, he might take a couple weeks off and let that thing completely heal. But he understands, as a running back, you're never going to be 100% healthy. And I think it shows his commitment, his toughness, how much he cares about this team and his teammates, that he goes through the whole week and he puts a red jersey on, he doesn't take a hit. And then he comes out here today at 163 pounds and just runs relentless. And our players recognize that, they respect it, they appreciate it, they feed off of it. And it's fun to have guys with that type of attitude on your football team.
You talked about the effort that your guys put forward every week. How important was it for them to get rewarded for that effort? I mean,
It's critical. It's critical when you're trying to build something that, we talked about this a couple weeks ago, and I think I told you guys on the Saturday about Dick Vermeil's quote that you have to find enough success in your pursuit of it that, you ultimately can achieve it. And so, you always worry as a coach that if you keep suffering losses that, a little bit of that belief starts to chip away. I didn't see that out of our guys at all, and I haven't seen it, but certainly a win like this, helps them believe in what we're doing and what they're committed to, and the culture we're trying to build and the mindset we're trying to build as a football team, and the attitude and the intensity and the effort. And so, when you get a win like this, then those things become a little bit more of a reality rather than just words that are spoken. We got to go. Yeah, go ahead. In this group, you got to just ask.
Your team went 8 for 17 on third down, and how do you think that impacted the game as a whole?
Oh, God. Well, you got to convert to stay on the field, and it certainly helped our defense. I think, number one, it gave our offense confidence because they're extending drives, and then it gives our defense a chance to get a break on the sideline. And, I don't know what they were on third down, but I don't think it was great. I think we played pretty well on third down defensively as well. But, it's all about offense moving the sticks, and there was no better example of it than that last drive or the drive for the touchdown.
Coach, you talked about confidence. What does a game like this do for Zion Turner moving forward?
Well, I don't think the kid has ever lacked for confidence. I think he was working through being a young guy playing at this level. But there's no denying that when you have a game like he did, and, that 95-yard drive, that's going to build confidence in him, in himself, in our players, in him. But I don't know that was ever lacking anyway. It just confirms some things about him, probably to us and to his teammates, and hopefully to himself too. But he's never wavered in the confidence department. It's just nice to see the results.
One more. You said after the NC State game that despite what the stats may say, the defense was getting closer and closer to what you were looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Tonight must have been another giant step in that direction, holding them under 200 yards of offense.
It was, and I'm a typical coach, so I'll go look at the film and find all kinds of problems with it. But, when you can play with certainty, knowing what you're doing on defense, you can play with certainty, then you can play with speed. When you play with speed, you can make plays. So that's always the goal. It's just being repetitive in what we're doing and still throwing in some variations. But if you understand what you're supposed to do, you're going to do it fast. If you do it fast, you're going to make some plays. And I've seen this kind of growing. So, but once again, not to throw water on the fire, but we got to go back it up, and that's going to be our mindset.
Okay, Joel,
Yeah.
You talked about going to the locker room after this. How was it different this week?
Well, we were happy. The kids the young men were excited. They were enjoying the fruits of their labor. They were enjoying the fruits of their resiliency. It's not been easy on these young men, and it's fun to see them enjoying it and enjoying each other. And, I think it's especially important today to them because there's about 50 of our players that were playing to honor somebody else. And I would say that we probably drew a little strength from that. When they put that helmet on, we talked about, the only way you can honor somebody else is to go out and fight like the people that are battling cancer have fought. And our kids did that today. It was fun to see them do that. There was an intensity to them that they were not going to be denied. All right, thanks.